Hello, and welcome to episode 3 of Dead Faith, presented by Detect Nerd. I am your Dungeon Master, Chris Dijak, and I am once again joined by...
Colter Janssen as Leo Frick Blackwood.
Elizabeth Keach as Sylvia Hawthorne.
Doug Miller, Two Guns, as Horace Nightplum.
Jay Sparks as Orwell Blackwade.
Nice.
Okay.
This is a serious.
This is a serious horror presentation.
Yeah. I mean, it's as horror as Detect Nerd can get.
Yeah, that's true.
Last time, we joined our heroes as they poked around the town on Holmouth Isle a little bit further. They witnessed the apparently severe injury of Father Frayne. Perhaps his death. Yet to tell. Before making their way to the actual wreckage of the Dead Faith. Upon reaching it, they did some exploring there as well. Found a clutch containing information pertaining to this missing person that Hawthorne is seeking, and a strange blue lapis lazuli amulet. Upon finding this clutch, they encountered a strange creature on the deck of the ship that lunged out and almost felled two of our heroes. But now they find themselves bloodied on the beach, speaking with their compatriot Yagra, who's just arrived to retrieve them. And I think that is not quite where we're going to pick up. I want to rewind just a little bit till after you guys had gotten out of combat, but before Yagra has arrived, because you guys would have had a bit of time on the beach to talk. So I wanted to give you guys a chance to maybe share whatever information or insight you all may have found here.
Well, indeed, even before we reached the beach, I think that Dr. Nightplum would have looked at the deck of the ship and said, why, if you were running away, would you toss all of your wallets and purses on the ground? They seem to be scattered everywhere. That's how strange. But also, he would have taken some time to break out his, inventory of the cargo that was supposed to be left on the ship, and to go down to the hold and inspect it and see if it's there. Is there anything missing, as far as I can tell?
You know that some of it had been brought to Gullman's port. Some of the smaller, easier to transport packages were brought over. Yes. You see certain stores of things that have just been washed out and ruined. So a decent portion of the heavier cargo was just lost, unfortunately.
Does it look as if any of it was stolen?
It does not appear.
You know?
Well, I mean, I suppose just, some of it I could see is missing, and some of it we would know had already been retrieved. And so if a large portion of the remaining that should be there is not there, I would think, is it stolen? Did it wash out? What happened?
It does not appear. It appears as though that the vast majority of it is there.
Everything's accounted for.
Yes, you do see that there are definitely missing crates, but you can also see amongst some of the flotsam and things like that, sections of wood that look like they could be from a crate. So you can also assume that a certain amount of this was lost during
the crash or
yes.
subsequent days. Very good. All right. Well, let's go to the beach and talk.
Yes.
I happen to discover immediately before the crab. There's something over here. I marked the spot just in case something came up. Strangely enough, and I over here. Can anyone else look into the water here? There seems to be a little inlet. Something's not right here. Can anyone else see this?
I'll stick my head into the water and look.
Perfect.
Very
Do
good.
I need to make a check of some sort? Kind of.
Yeah. Go ahead and give me a perception check.
Oh, that's not great. Like an 8 or something.
8.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. It's a 12.
12. 12 is good enough to see that there, once you poke your head beneath the waves, this does open up quite a bit, actually. It widens out. Looks like it becomes sort of a small crevice that seems to go further down into the rock itself, the island. It looks like the vast majority of the passage, as far as down as you can see, is completely underwater.
Does it look passable by someone of my carriage and girth?
I would say so. You would say that looking at the size of it, it looks like it goes down. It looks like it's about 8 feet. There's this pretty steep drop off from the beach, and it drops down about 8 feet. And this crack seems to run all the way down, widens out to probably 4 feet wide.
Very good. And then with a dark vision of 60 feet, can I see?
You can see it does look like it continues further, but for that 60 feet,
Just seems to be a...
yes, yeah. You don't see it widen. You don't see it narrow particularly. It looks like it maybe might wind a little bit. It will be a tight squeeze, but it does look big enough for people to fit through.
Is there any sea life? Or...
Weirdly around this crevice? No.
How about plant life? Seaweed, kelp?
None of it.
Monstrosities?
We all know kelp is monstrous.
Very good. Well, I'll pull my head back up and dry off my mustache and mutton chops and tell everyone what I saw.
Is this high or low tide right now?
This is low tide currently. Or no, it's middle of the day, so it'd be high tide.
But it's an easy swim.
I feel like after seeing whatever that was,
I'm not privy to
going into a hole.
going underwater and...
An underwater hole? That sounds lovely.
Does it?
So you're volunteering then?
Well, the only thing I'm wondering about is if Yorker is on her way back. I don't know if we want her to know that we've been exploring.
I agree. I think we need to...
I'm not entirely sure how you are in underwater combat, but I can't say that I'm incredibly skilled.
Neither am
if
I.
we meet one of these things under the water here, I don't...
Well, we made short work of the other one. I think it should be just fine.
I don't...
But not right now is the consensus.
I think not right now. But good to know.
Yes.
Because I don't...
There's never a tunnel for no reason.
Maybe,
You'd say that the crevice is definitely wide enough to where the creature that you guys had previously fought could probably fit.
yeah. That's what my conclusions were. Yeah, so... Okay.
So we'll just pretend this never happened.
This never happened. I will say, no. Should we ask, what's the Yagra about it, or should we just keep it to ourselves at the moment?
Mum's the word.
I
Right?
think so. I don't see any advantage to tipping our hand.
No, I don't think so either. Okay. Well,
We're just acting like this never happened.
Well, the fight, yes, it's hard to hide.
But the passage.
Passage.
but the passage...
Let's keep that under our hat.
And how exactly are you feeling about your science explaining this?
Well, clearly it was some sort of very diseased individual. It's a very sad case.
Yes.
So, some sort of scoliosis, perhaps?
You're a fool.
It was a literal monster.
Some sort of damned scoliosis that caused them to run from society and hide.
What about all the arms?
In a cave and...
The arms.
Well, who
6
knows?
arms, 8 arms.
It's hard to know. It is a mystery.
It's like 12.
But there was nothing magical about it. It was just, some forlorn creature.
Okay. Well, I will say, let's just move on. I will say, I was on the deck of the ship, and I did find Alice. I did find her clutch, her purse.
How did you ever know?
It had her ticket in it, said her name on it.
Oh.
So I found that, and I also found, and I'm going to take out the wrapped, I have it wrapped in cloth. I said, now no touchy. No touchy. And I'm going to unwrap it and show them the pendant that I found. It felt weird when I touched it with my bare hands.
Good weird or bad weird?
How?
Not great. Cold.
Okay.
Shivery.
It felt
Those are
shivery.
just two words that came to my mind. But one of you, I feel like you might be able to get some insight on this. I don't think I would. I can try to get an idea of maybe
Sure.
some sort of something out of it. But
Could I maybe do Arcana?
Yeah. 4. It magic.
That magic.
I don't really have a reason why I would know anything about it.
Could I try just stuff?
Well, I'll tell you what. You are an occult specialist.
Uh-huh.
Why don't you go ahead and roll that advantage?
Okay.
Big money.
5.
Okay.
Okay,
One better.
Okay, on 5. It magic.
It magic. Are you figuring any of this out?
Me?
Either of you.
No, I'm built anti-magic. So
I know. That's why I didn't really
I could try an
want to
Arcana.
ask you.
could I make a religion check? Because I was
100%.
minister.
It magic.
I might not even know that.
Right.
I don't think it's magic, y'all.
Oh my gosh. Watch
it
me
is very
roll.
lovely.
Let's see what I can get out of it.
Yeah, all right. As you guys are standing here,
It's blue.
staring.
You get a little more time to look at it.
Uh-huh.
Just roll digital dice.
I know, right? All right. So what am I rolling? Religion? Is that what I'm rolling?
Religion or Arcana, your choice.
I mean, they're the same. 18. So religion is probably what I would. Well, I mean, you were trying to get magic, so I'd probably.
I had the experience with it, which was uncanny.
That's true. Probably more like Arcana.
Okay.
I don't know.
Based
I feel
on
like this. Which one really rides? I don't know. Anyway.
I'll tell you what, I'll give you a bit of both.
Okay.
So this is very old magical item. I think you can tell that just by the state of it and the way it was made. This looks like it was made before people had any clue. Even the chain itself, each link is almost ununiform, or whoever made it was not a skilled jewel crafter to any degree. And I think part of what you pull from that is it's very old. Even the wiring wrapping around it has this that sort of green sort of mildew that builds up from it. It looks like it's just been in the ocean, buried for hundreds, maybe thousands of years. And that is when I think it is kind of talking to Leofric that you remember something about going back to Ashala and these sort of primordial gods these people worship. And you remember mention of, they would lock away or they would destroy creatures or beasts or forces that were threats to the mortal races. And I think as you kind of turn over, you see etched into the lapis is what looks like a small sigil that looks very akin to what you saw. It's almost like a stylized look of a wave, which is very akin to the iconography of Kashala.
Yeah, I push all you fools aside, and I'm like, all right, this is the way I always do things myself. And I relay the information. And I think she, like, chunks her, she's got this, like, magnifying glass, and, like, cheek, cheek, cheek. She looks at it for a while, and then she'll relay all that information to you.
Is Hodges with us this whole time?
No, Hodge is back at town. Or back in town.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Information I totally missed.
Yeah.
That correspondence. So you gleaned from it that Alice Baxter is the son of James Baxter.
Son?
Or daughter.
Daughter of James. Who, do I know who James Baxter is?
It's Baxter and Horngold.
Okay. Oh, then they probably want to know. Wait, they probably know. How do they not know? I'm confused.
So Baxter and Horn, it details this correspondence from Alice to her father.
Okay.
Details that an immense amount of guilt over carrying this object. She says the last favor she's ever going to do for her father, that when she gets to Gullman's port, that she will be finished.
Okie dokie.
You look distracted, Sylvia.
No. I'm just really
Sorry, I think maybe it was the correspondence was a bit waterlogged.
Yeah,
and
sure.
Maybe it's drying out a bit. And
yeah.
As you examine it a little closer and look at its content.
Oh, look, I don't know why I can't remember her name.
Yagra.
Yagra here. Oh, do I see a boat?
I'm gonna see if this is when Yagra actually.
Yes, let's drop everything we were doing and talking about and go see
Absolutely. Well, I do feel a little better from your healing, so thank you.
Oh, yes, of course.
So what is our takeaway from this? I think we should ask Yagra about maybe her history with the father or something. Maybe she's lived, when was she born here, or I don't know.
Yes.
If she knows.
We should ask about father.
Yeah.
First off.
Yes. Let's get in with her good graces and ask about his well-being. That's how people relationship, right?
It's this point that she walks up. What happened to you lot?
What?
Oh,
You're all. I mean, you're both missing hunks out of you.
Oh boy,
the local wildlife. I'm sure you're
ship
quite familiar with
was
it.
sharp, lots of sharp edges.
I don't know much local wildlife that can do that.
Shipwreck. Ouch.
Do you not? There aren't any hazardous animals that you know of in this cove.
It's just fish.
Really?
I mean, just occasional shark.
May I make an insight
Me
check?
too.
Sure.
These insight people. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not super wise. 16.
16?
Yeah.
Okay. She seems a bit too nonplussed by all this. Yeah, you think there's something else there.
Okay.
She might know a little. She might be a little more familiar with what you're talking about than what she's letting on.
Yes, we didn't see it very clearly. It was something with lots of teeth and who knows. And we beat it back. It seemed to have run away.
Yes, it ran away.
Further into the island, I suppose.
You could say that.
Yes. I couldn't really see.
Well, looks like we should
Shall we? Yes.
Yeah.
How's father?
Yes, that was father.
Oh, he's on his way to a full recovery.
Might we see him?
Interesting.
Fast.
Oh, of course, I would say so.
That's so
We do
fast.
have.
This is the way you said it.
We do have
So
some matters to attend to, though. I'd say.
Oh yeah.
Like
We
what?
had a bit of an incident back in the village.
Does someone else get crushed by a beam?
Not yet. Your Mr. Hodge did find himself in a bit of trouble.
Interesting.
Drinking, I suppose. I'm sorry, he tipples.
No, none of that. Just poking around where he should have been.
That's strange.
Wow.
What?
Give me deception checks.
Hodge? I actually did. I didn't know he was going to do that. I thought Hodge was like a right-wing guy. I didn't think he was going to... I don't know what that meant. Sorry if I offended anybody.
All right. So I guess
like I guess what did I
guess go ahead and make
it
it persuasion.
Okay.
Doesn't matter. Persuasion is 8. Deception
Oh no,
is
I got an 8.
6.
Persuasion. Honestly,
nothing matters.
we were here the
Yeah.
whole time. Like, this, how would we know what he'd be up to? You know what I mean?
Well, it's about his character. I mean, who knows?
Well, we've resolved the matter.
Okay. Well, great.
Suppose we should head back.
Is
Mr.
Mr. Hodge okay?
We handled it using our form of justice.
What does that mean, though?
Odd form justice, huh?
Being very cryptic.
I don't know if I trust myself on a boat with you right now. Just being honest.
I mean, there's nothing saying I don't spend it all you here now.
All right.
Or you can come back with us. Or come back with me. Admittedly, it's just him that we found. So,
We're out here doing business.
yeah, of course.
Ticking off a list.
I should say it's probably about time that you all wrap that business up and get going.
Okay. Wonderful.
Great.
Let's get to it.
I am
very
so
good.
comfortable with the situation.
I am going to message Orwell. And I'm going to say, when I found Alice's things, and I'm going to relay what I found out. That the name is Baxter, James Baxter's daughter, and that she was carrying around this, and there was a burden and all that stuff. And then I'm just gonna get on the boat on the farthest side I can.
Okay.
How long was the ride out?
Hour and a half.
So we could conceivably take a short rest on the way back.
Well, on the way back. Chris is getting me like really ominous vibes right now, and it's great. Okay.
In the back half the story now.
I know. I think in the boat, it's gonna be really awkward, and so I think Sylvia, not knowing how to be anybody that's socially
Not
good
knowing
at
that a
anything.
person.
Yeah, she's gonna be like, speaking of things that have happened and the father and everything, how long have you been living on the island? Were you born here, or what's your...
No, I came here.
For business or pleasure?
I mean, same reason anybody comes here, to worship in her bounty.
I see.
Stay fed, live a simple life.
Very good. How long have you known father?
Most of my life.
Which is how long?
Are you asking?
34.
I see. How old did father look?
Late, or what did I say? I think I said late 40s, early 50s.
Yes.
Okay.
Middle-aged.
Okay.
Did you know
You can, you guys can give me insight checks on her if you want.
Sure. Did you know the elder
I'm
the elder Frayne who discovered this island?
No, I never met him.
I got a 10.
17.
17. I mean, you've been around people 100 times who've done the same bit. There's a tense moment of forced interaction, and they're not here for small talk. She's going to continue giving as short of answers as she can.
Silence it is. Very good.
It's a lovely day for a boat ride.
Is it still like gloomy and misty?
Oh, the fresh air, the tang of the sea.
It's still a little misty.
The Sierra Mist. Got it.
The one thing she does ask, though, is, did you all find anything interesting out there other than your monster?
Monster? Did we say
I
monster?
don't remember it was monster. It was some kind of bitey fish or crab.
Nothing
or
I've
something.
ever heard of.
Pardon?
It's nothing I've ever heard of.
Well, many mysteries in the sea.
Speaking of monsters in the sea, yes, of course. What was the question?
Oh, well, it took forever cataloging all of the items that were left and those
There was a lot.
have to say have just been destroyed.
I did find this,
Oh, that was very curious, wasn't it?
The hook nail.
Yes.
Yes, it was in the ship, and,
Oh, I think you saw it just before you left.
well, I think this belonged to that,
The
hermit crab, or no?
crab?
That's way bigger.
It's way bigger.
Okay, so this is something. So, speaking of monsters, that's what I found. Well, of course, Dr. Nightplum found it, but
Yeah, maybe some sort of giant squid out there or something. To a hole in the ship.
yes.
Yes, possibly.
In everyone's recounting of like the wreck, so was the ship like caught on the rocks and then they were able to pull it into that cove, or were they able to make it through the rocks into the cove?
It looks like the whole of the ship got torn up on the rocks. And sort of
Limped?
went over a spike strip the wrong way, popped its tires, and then kind of got stuck where it was at because it couldn't back out.
Yeah.
They kind of high centered.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then the waves are the one over the last month that have moved it to where it is.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
And once it was, the waves kind of got it in the cove, and then once it was in the cove, it was pulled in and sort of brought up on the beach.
And we also, at least the B&H people would have heard what the passenger said. And as far as they're concerned, it was just like, oh my God, the ship's running around.
Yeah. That it was just bad circumstances and
Like they didn't feel or hear anything that was other than contradictory to that story.
correct.
Well, I'm just going to keep on smiling at Yagra.
Yagar, what's your evening craft? Do you have a craft that you do? We saw people whittling and knitting. What is it that you do? You mend nets, or you seem very...
I watch the town. Keep an eye on things. Make sure nobody gets into trouble.
Well, and clearly Hodge is learning that lesson.
Yes.
So
It must be some sort of a misunderstanding.
Seemed pretty clear cut to me.
What, we might ask, what was he up to?
I said he was poking around where he shouldn't have been. Getting into the father's personal effects while he was out, as it were.
I'm sure he was just looking for a bottle.
Father don't drink.
Well, the sooner we
they
get
can
back...
be desperate, those.
Yes.
Yes.
The sooner we get back, the sooner we can sort all this out.
Row on.
So Yagra takes you guys back to the village.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys, she ties off the boat at the dock and brings you guys up to the...
Is the squid still there?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
And as you guys approach the longhouse, you see William Hodge has been strung up by the arms. He has been gutted like a fish. And you see that he is just sort of hung up with his intestines hanging out.
Oh, dear.
I see. Well,
That's certainly going to arouse some suspicion back at the home office.
absolutely.
Yes,
Does he have good insurance?
he does.
Like I said, he met out of justice.
Well, and that's quite fair. I'm just afraid that I wish we'd been here to counsel you that this is going to bring only more and more people to your island.
Indeed.
Asking questions and poking about.
Hodge was rather
Connected.
connected and important to Baxter and Horngold.
Yes, he was.
So
Well, I'm sure we can iron all that out between me and the father. Speaking of, here he is now. And yes, you do see Father Frame.
So just like looks fine.
Totally fine.
So good to see you, looking well, sir.
That's absolutely a miracle.
Hale and healthy.
Wow, wow, wow.
Yes, I managed to recover quite quickly. I guess that beam just merely took the wind out of me, knocked me unconscious for a bit.
Oh. I don't believe that was true, right? You walked right up to and saw a crushed body, I believe.
You know, it's hard to say.
Yes.
Can I do a perception check?
Sure.
I want to make sure that this is the actual father here.
May I also look behind me and see if there are any villagers beginning to circle us?
6.
Yeah.
That's garbage.
Does not appear so. Nobody's. There's
Acting out of the
no
ordinary.
pitchforks, nothing like that. There's no mob forming.
Well, this is a puzzle.
Interesting. Well, congratulations.
On your swift recovery.
Very
Yes,
good.
of course. You all got everything you needed from
Oh.
the wreck of the ship?
No, I think we might have to go back.
Well, certainly
Tomorrow.
We'll need to go back to the wreck, of course.
Yes.
Oh.
The assessing.
We were told that we've had,
cataloging.
we'll have a couple days to truly assess. And of course, I'm still looking for Alice. So.
Yes, of course. And have you found any trace of her?
You know, why did you say it that way? Any trace?
I merely...
Just specific. No, that's great. No, how many people do you have in your town here?
Oh, just shy of 50 people.
So you would know if Alice was here or not.
Oh, of course. Any outlier.
So you're telling me that Alice is not in your town right now? Like head count?
I can tell you that all of my flock are accounted for. And your Alice is not among them.
Out of game real quick. From where did we hear that Alice might be still around? Was it a passenger?
It was multiple accounts of people saying that they had seen a woman very similar to her, and even people that had, a couple of passengers that had met with her and talked to her and gotten her name specifically, remembered talking to her and seeing her on the island.
Is it possible she stayed here and then went back at a different time? I'm really just trying to put 2 and 2 together, because she's just absolutely missing, and that's just not the case. People don't just go missing. Without a trace, of course.
No, of course, and that is, I'm truly confounded, and that is the only. You're turning it back on me. I don't like it. Yes, of course. No, I am merely curious for this young woman's safety, and I'm truly at a loss as to where she could be.
I mean, I want to do an insight check just because that's what I do, but also I have a feeling. But I'm going to do it anyway. 16?
You get the sense that he is being genuine and honest.
Blow it out your blowhole.
Can I try something and tell me what kind of role this would entail? I'm going to ask him, just out of curiosity, is there any habitable area within the forest? However, I'm going to use deep speech to say it, and just try to play it off just very, so he doesn't notice. If he speaks it, he might not realize I've switched languages. Do you know what I'm saying?
Sure. Yeah. Okay. So you're gonna ask him something in deep speech?
Yes. Kind of keep the demeanor like.
Yeah, go ahead and give me an insight along with that.
Okay. 19.
So deep speech is very guttural. It's very... The sounds of... Like, you are one of the few creatures that can make this sound because you as a whale folk have, like, the internal organs to be able to do it. You catch half a syllable of deep speech before he catches himself. And he looks at you confused. Says, "I'm sorry. What was that, Doctor?"
I'm sorry. Excuse me.
It's almost like as he starts to say, you hear it, and almost like it resonates.
I've heard you speak. Have I heard you speak deep speech before ever? Would I know that at all?
I don't know if you would.
I don't know if I would.
Wait, so he begins to reply. Is that what you're saying? For a second, and then he catches himself.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry. I don't know. This damned heat. Is it hot at all?
No, it's like it's rainy and misty.
Yeah. Well, anyway, but anyway, I'm sorry. I meant to ask you though. Are there any habitable parts of this forest behind us?
I'd like to keep my eye on Yaga.
Yeah.
She's standing sort of like arms crossed.
But when he starts to speak and then catches himself, does she betray anything?
See if she knows. For that half a beat, her eyes go wide. Like she looks at him about to misstep, and her eyes go wide for a second.
But then they kind of both recover at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Hers a little slower,
but casually, is there any place one could live, say, in the forest?
Oh, I suppose one could eke out a living on berries and such, but the cliff face is a bit too high to fish off of, so in order to get any real form of sustenance, you'd have to come down through the village.
This puzzle of Alice.
And with all the survivors, they were brought back around on boat like we were, right? Okay. Yeah.
Well, I suppose that she was never here.
Perhaps she just wasn't accounted for heading back to land and
just
went on her merry way.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
You
well,
I'm sure you're all famished.
Well, while I'm looking at a body that's been disemboweled, I would like to discuss that as well. Should we all do a quick rundown of that?
Yes, of course.
We kind of did when we saw him, but now I'm just curious on your plans, Father, on authorities.
Repercussions.
Will probably come to the island, or...
Yes, I suppose.
I mean, we can't...
At the very least, internal affairs from B&H.
Yes, we're some nasty folks, really.
We claim sole sovereignty of this island.
Oof.
We are at no one's behest. We mete out justice as we see fit by our rules. It has been a long time since we have had to come to this sort of conclusion, but I'm afraid the hallowed ground upon which Mr. Hodge tread was quite sacred to us. He defaced many of our religious sites, and
he defaced them. How so?
I'd rather not say.
Well, the least we could do is bring his belongings back to his family members back. So I assume that those are all. Of
course, yes.
His still in
belongings are still.
And when this justice has been concluded, will you dispose of his body in a respectful way?
He will be left until the seabirds.
Yes, quite.
Was there anything in his pockets? Did you check his pockets, or would you mind if I?
Patting down his. I says, we did not touch any of his personal effects. folks.
Okay.
We're not thieves, nor are we robbers.
But you are murderers.
This was not murder. This was justice.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
Would you like assistance?
Yes, I'm going to pat down Hodge and see if there's anything in his pockets.
Go and give me an investigation check.
And actually, I have an eye for detail. Oh, that's if I have to make a... Wait. Bonus action to make...
We got a 15.
No, doesn't matter. I got a... fucking 3. I got a 3. 7 is what I got.
All right. You do find his flask.
Okay. His family will sure want this.
Still half full.
I will take it as I jingle, as I shake it. I will take it and
Look.
we will make sure the family gets that. And...
Well, I'm sorry, I didn't ask. Once we get our business concluded, when does, oh dear, our captain bring us back to Goldport?
Angela,
thank
Beatrice.
you.
Oh.
Is she every other day or just upon demand? When does she make that trek? Do you know?
I do believe she's simply waiting for you all to be ready to leave.
Oh, very good. Very good.
Wonderful.
Well, it's been a long day.
What time is it? Sylvia would have checked her watch right as we got back and made a note of it.
It is about time for dinner. It's about...
Oh, great.
About 5.
I'm going to go to our little shack.
Yes, I'd like to freshen up.
And freshen up before we have our prayer and stuff.
Of course. We might be past the prayer by the time
Oh, shoot.
you all get there, but...
Yes, it's not a problem to show up late, is it?
No, not at all, especially given the circumstances.
Hey.
Did you all find anything of note out there?
You know, just, we...
little scuffle with the local wildlife.
A local creature. Yes, that...
Local creature?
Absolutely.
We might have trod upon its...
Maybe its little home.
Yes, it must have considered that shipwreck its home at this point.
Yes, it made itself comfortable in the ship.
I see. Nothing else of import?
We would look through things and, everything.
He checked a bunch of paperwork. I don't know.
Yes, made sure everything was good.
Yes, you need to continue a little bit.
I think we should go back.
Deciding which is salvageable and which isn't.
Absolutely.
So many boxes and boxes.
I'm just this Alice thing. That's it.
I guess we'll never know.
This must be logistical error of some sort.
Probably. Well, time to get fresh.
Go and give me deception checks, if you would.
Okay. I've been rolling like dog shit.
13.
Is that a 6? Oh, awesome. I got a 10.
10, 13. All right. You guys go back to the shack and freshen up.
I want to look through Hodge's stuff for any,
Did he have any missives? Or
yes,
directions or letters?
Yes, from B&H.
You do find a missive from James Baxter.
Okay.
What you can tell from this missive is that William Hodge was effectively here to do the same thing you were, but he was a bit more brute force. And instead of going through all the rigmarole of sort of creating this false identity for Alice Baxter, that he just refers to her by name and says, and basically tells him that James Baxter says that Father Frayne has begun to renege on certain deals that were made. He says that he believes that Alice has been taken hostage is being kept there.
Okay. I would like to have everybody come on around the table. Let me tell you a little story. I'm gonna go ahead and share all that. I was originally wasn't trusting you, and I wasn't trusting Hodge, but Hodge is dead now. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm just gonna share it because I didn't know if they had something to do with whatever. I mean, they might still have something to do with what's going on in the island.
Who, B&H?
Yes, with the cult stuff, clearly, because if they're reneging on their agreements, like what does
that mean? What's the quid pro quo?
So that's what I'm going to share. So Alice Baxter, James Baxter's daughter. That's who we're looking for. And I will tell you what, I'm not usually, I don't get spooked very easily, but I personally don't want to be gutted for looking around. But now what do you take of all this? Have you heard anything about B&H being involved?
Well, as far as I'm concerned, it's very cut and dried. It's money in and money out for insurance. But I know that we're but one small part of the overall organization, so who knows what other things they've done. And I do know that they're very pragmatic about getting what they want.
And as far as the occult thing goes, with this pendant that she's carrying around, I mean, is there a way they're using I don't know, is there something that you can worship and get, I don't know, power, or, well, I don't know what B&H would really want with it, but is there a way that you can benefit from that?
So B&H had this object.
Yeah,
themselves.
She was carrying it around. Maybe she was...
She delivering it here in exchange for something?
I don't know, but it feels like she wasn't supposed to be. She was like, this is the last thing I'm going to do for you.
Yeah. What do these people have to deliver except for fish? For very fine tuna.
And shipwrecks.
Mm-hmm. And
which could come in handy for an insurance company.
Maybe that's it.
It's an interesting idea.
Phantom lights, rocky shore, fog. A simple folk here who's bountiful.
I will say something else, and I am not eager to divulge it, but we all, as types of people, have strange histories sometimes. And the one of the whale people is no different. There are many rumors and stories about where did we come from after all. All I do know is that as a child we were taught certain special words, which were just like, they called it the old language. Those were the words I spoke to Father Frayne today. And later on, when I was in my studies, I did discover that this language, called deep speech, is a language of supposed aberrant creatures, sometimes of the deeps. And so perhaps these stories of Gashala are not just legend, but refer to some actual thing with which Frayne has made a conversation. The fact that he would respond or seem to recognize for a moment, I don't know if you caught that, is very, very strange.
Well, let's not forget that he did just heal.
Yes, that too.
I don't feel like that's...
I've no doubt that
normal.
The man was dead.
Mm-hmm.
I believe you.
Surely they didn't trade Hodge's life force for...
Well, that's
Father
pure
Frayne.
fancy.
So is a man back from the dead.
Absolutely.
Well, what should we do?
Well, Hodges under the James Baxter was under the impression that his daughter is being held captive
And still alive.
and still alive, possibly. I don't know. Been a month. Is that right? Maybe. But I feel like the hole is maybe, I don't know, I like something.
Can we trust Yagra to take us back to the ship?
I don't
I think
know.
we should ask
Angela.
Angela. I think we should approach Angela and say perhaps, oh, we need to run back to shore for a moment, but instead go to the site by ourselves.
I do believe they said it wasn't not easily.
It's only reachable by rowboat. Angela's boat's a little too big. I mean, she can, she can...
She could get us close, and perhaps we could...
Swim?
What, swim?
Swimming's the most wonderful way of getting about.
It would be incredibly dangerous because you'd be swimming through a field of pretty jagged underwater rocks in the dark.
You're the only one that could do it.
Well, yes, I mean...
Big waves.
Can't you all
Do
see
you think
the
if
dock?
we borrowed Yagra's boat,
Yeah.
could Angela get us there?
Maybe she could row us. Yeah.
I could row. I'm very strong.
She navigates
That's
these
true.
waters.
Maybe I'll pull out my navigational tools tomorrow.
Yes,
Yeah,
what
sorry,
did you
today.
forge today?
A disguise kit.
Yeah, sorry, I know we made you that sweet magic item, but now it's just kind of...
Not happening. It's just like my dice rolls. What is our next step?
Well, here's
dinner.
Maybe
Not
nearly
dinner?
next step. But here's something that just occurred to me, is that there are secrets here in this town that
Yes.
Hodges reached here in town.
Indeed, he was looking through the father's things.
But they said that he desecrated religious sites, and do they just mean his bedroom, or
I don't know. They weren't
perhaps he
specific.
found his way to someplace more important that's
It
hidden?
must be somewhere in the father's. It's connected. When I was there, it was connected to kind of a hill, but I don't know. I was in the window though, right? No, I didn't go all the way around because there was.
No, I think you did a full 360. And you saw, you managed to see that it's pretty much butted up to the back of a hill.
Yeah.
There's a small gap
Yeah.
where you can cross behind it, but there's just nothing back there, so there's no windows. It's where you would imagine the pulpit would kind of be backed up to. That wall is where the pulpit would be sitting.
If there was a distraction, I could maybe get in to the father's room.
And this is all in the same longhouse where we'll be eating supper.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to wait for everyone to leave.
Or there's a distraction.
Or you were invisible?
Or I was invisible. If that was even possible.
Or you had a disguise.
Or I had a disguise.
Well, the pulpit is closer at hand, so maybe we should...
Think the pulpit has something in it?
Well, it's maybe that area,
The back wall.
The back wall. That perhaps we can try that, and if that doesn't happen, move on from there. But that's a start.
What do you think? Isn't a pulpit just a...
Like at the lectern. I didn't mean the lectern itself. I just meant that end of the room.
Like where the church is, like the churchy part of the room.
The part that goes up against the wall.
When we were in there, was there I'm sure you said it, but on the back of that wall was just a bunch of the goddess or whatever. And,
Looked like a bunch of iconography.
Okay.
The wall, you could see the other side of the wall.
Yeah.
But it is there.
So there's a gap still between the hill and the wall.
Yes.
Okay.
So it doesn't look like
It leads directly.
right through that. Yeah.
You have to go down first.
Yes.
Yeah.
Through the pulpit.
Well,
Which moved. They moved the pulpit for eating.
they did.
Oh, did they?
I think we have to get in the father's office.
Well,
We didn't investigate that area though.
True. Yes.
So, shall we? Okay, let's find out if there's another entrance somewhere. Maybe that's our first plan of action?
Sure. The new building that was being constructed, is it another longhouse? Or just somebody's residence?
No, just another residential building.
Is it farther up the hill, though, than the longhouse?
Mm-mm. It looks like the longhouse is at the top of the hill, and they've kind of just been building down. So the longhouse is always situated above all the other houses.
So it's on the hill.
Yeah.
How do you expect to get into the... We should all get there, because we don't want you being by yourself.
I feel like if I do some recon and just go in and find something, if I can find something, then come back later. But what's her name?
Yagra.
Yagra is
She'll-
always around.
She'll need to be occupied.
That's what I'm saying. So if we can find a way for her to not be around, it might be easier for me to figure out what's going on in the office. She just needs to be occupied.
Yes, I just don't... It seems...
It's risky.
Considering what happened at Hodge, very
I know.
risky.
I think the only thing I think is that we know of a tunnel
Right.
that exists. We don't know anything in the longhouse.
Yes.
True. But we don't really have a way to get to the hole in the ground other than via stealing Agra's boat and trying to navigate past the spiky impediments by ourselves in the dark.
Or invisibility.
If that's such a thing. Is this some sort of metaphorical, like, no one notices you?
Horace, no. It's fine.
It's really,
pull out of it, man.
Don't worry about it.
Well,
Oh.
let's begin here.
Your
I
patron's
suppose.
just sitting over in a corner like, you can do magic. How does he not believe it?
Alright, so just get this.
Okay, we didn't really decide, but
so I think either we go take the boat ride now, while everyone's distracted with dinner, or we wait until nightfall to try and get into his office.
do you think we should go back to the beach right now?
I think the distraction angle is solid.
Are there enough hours? Like, what time is it? You said it's like
It's dinner time,
Getting
6-ish?
to be about sundown. By the time you guys got to the back of the island, it would be dark.
All right.
Should we ask Angela if she would be able to get us there?
In
In the
how
rowboat.
about this?
the rowboat?
How about if she?
I mean, which of you has dark vision? Okay, well, so the whole it being in the dark thing doesn't matter that
Not
much.
as important. Okay. Well, then let's just go. Let's just take her rowboat and go.
I suppose. How are we getting in the hole? I'm not much of a swimmer.
No, well, I can scout it out and see how far it is.
And remember, that was during high tide. Is when it was.
Oh, for a higher tide, so it might be exposed by the time we get back at a different time of the day.
Okay.
I like it.
So we go now?
Let's go.
Let's do it.
Or do we want to eat dinner first?
Well,
Just technically a short rest.
Rations.
but I mean, if
We already
everyone's
have our short rest already?
Yeah, on the boat ride.
Okay, sorry, I didn't roll mine.
if everyone is gathered together in the dinner hall, it'd be much
That's
easier for us
correct.
to slip away.
That's correct.
Yeah.
We'll have to act somewhat quick, though. I think at some point they're going to notice.
Yes, but we did tell them that we would be late, so they're not expecting us. So this would be the time.
We'll see if Yagra's around and she
Yes.
might.
Can we look through the window blinds?
Yeah, you guys see that it looks like there's maybe one or two stragglers who are hurrying up the hill to get up there, but it looks like by and large, town is all in the longhouse.
Because Yagra was eating with us the previous evening.
Yeah, it's a safe
Which is
assumption that she will
sitting-
be at.
She was sitting next to Father.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
so then, therefore, we should just go. Just act casual. Get the boat and go.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Very normal.
Very normal.
Very normal.
And
So
we will say that we're going to talk to Angela
Yes.
if we get stopped.
Absolutely.
And if they ask us, I mean, if we're in the boat, we'll say, "Oh, we forgot something. We thought we could borrow this boat. No harm done."
You guys did see that Angela usually does take dinner with the...
Okay, never mind.
Well, we were going to go to our boat.
So when we come back, Angela will be strung up.
Okay, so
That's why we should take her with us.
yeah, that's a good point. Should we go in and say, Angela, we oopsie doopsie.
Could you do the thing
Is the message?
to Angela?
I wonder if that would
How would you feel about
spook her a
that?
little bit. I mean, I could.
Might be better.
How do we know she's not in on it?
Oof.
That'd be a nasty turn.
I don't really trust many people right now, so.
That's fair. But
Um,
she resides here a lot of the time.
mm-hmm,
Seems very suspicious.
mm-hmm.
Let's
All
go.
right.
Let's just go.
Let's just go.
To the
Resolved.
Just the rowboat. We're going on our own.
okay, let's go.
And you said this is a very small little harbor, right? Only with room for her boat, more or less.
Pretty much. There are some rowboats that have been pulled ashore. It looks like.
All right. As we approach the rowboat,
Is anybody proficient with water vehicles?
I might be. Oh, just land vehicles. But as we approach the rowboat and we're nearly to the dock,
It's okay.
I'm going to using once again my blowhole because it's a very capable organ. You're going to see fog start to blow out of my blowhole. It's a fog hole now, and a 20-foot radius sphere of fog is going to start filling in this little dock area and covering our movements.
Okay.
So it's a cloud of mist by itself in the middle of the clear open air.
Yes.
I'm sure
It's been
there's-
misty all day.
It's been misty.
It's been
Yeah,
misty
no,
all
that's
day.
fair.
Come on, man.
Yes,
Come on, man, give us something.
it does provide a bit of extra cover for
Yeah.
you all.
Come on, we're doing something stupid. Reward us.
All right, yeah.
We are indeed doing something
That's
stupid.
actually how D&D works. You have to do it.
The dumber you go, more help you get from the DM.
To a point.
Okay.
Then you just start killing.
Right.
Okay. So you all
Pile the
get
boat. I grab the oars because I'm very strong.
start rowing the boat. All right. By and large, it is pretty safe getting around the backside of the island. But go ahead and give me a check.
This is where we all die.
Mm-hmm.
That is, it's going to be effectively a strength saving throw. So it's going to be your strength plus your proficiency bonus because you are proficient in water vehicles. I know you said land vehicles, but for our sake, we'll just say it's water vehicles.
Okay, so
Just vehicles.
a normal saving throw plus proficiency.
Vehicles.
Vehicular.
22.
22. Okay. All right. Yeah. I mean, hey, you
Slay. Sorry.
All right.
you guys see Horace just in his element, just sort of it's almost like you watched Yagra, and it's almost like you remember her path on how to navigate these rocks very safely.
I was in the Navy, of course.
Of course. Yeah.
We get it.
You're a water guy. We get it, all right?
We get it.
Oh, boy.
Okay, all right. So you managed to safely navigate through this sort of line of very jagged deep sea stones and get through into this small cove. I'm assuming you kind of pull it up on the beach.
Let's make sure that it is far away from.
The water line.
Yeah. I don't
Because
know.
does the tide seem to be out?
Yes, it does.
Just in case.
So the beach has gotten, and it's kind of, I guess, not quite steeper, but
I just don't want our ride to.
Is there any sort of a rock or a tree? I do have a rope. I could tie the.
There's a shipwreck.
Yes, there you go.
Oh yes.
I'll
There you go.
I'll tie our boat to the shipwreck just to make sure it doesn't run off.
100%.
All right, shall we?
Yes.
I guess I didn't check when I was at the other part of the island. I was just curious about looking at that pendant again, but I don't think I need to.
Okay.
How do we feel like this pendant is something that they want? I feel yes, right?
Yes.
Where is the pendant, by the way?
It's my pocket.
It's in your pocket. Front pocket.
Pack a pendant.
I'm
It's
Just a
wrapped
question.
in a kerchief in my other pocket right here.
Okay.
Right here.
belly pocket.
Yeah.
Now I'm just asking.
Don't let it touch the water.
Now I'm just asking random questions to freak you out.
Don't let it touch the water. Okay.
Well, I'm walking up the beach and
Yes, we
stand
are.
towards
Yes.
this place, and I'm going to see if I can.
Do we see any fresh marks like the tracks?
I've lit
like...
my torch, by the way.
Really?
You
We have night vision.
We can see better. Maybe advantage on something.
No, put that out.
We're here.
Put it out.
sorry.
Out.
And from
Pour it.
inside the crevice, you hear that.
Welcome.
Hey guys, I'm the cool one. Sorry about my friend, he's an asshole.
No.
Oh my god.
He's always wanting to throw hands.
Sorry, he's a little crabby. I already made the joke. I
Oh
already made that joke.
no! All right,
I already made it. Sorry.
throwback.
Yeah. Let's go to the hole.
Yep.
Into the.
Can I do like a survival or investigation just to see if anybody's been here
anybody else
recently?
has been here.
Yeah, go ahead.
Secret tunnel.
Investigation. I got a 19.
19.
Yeah.
All right.
Any like tracks?
You do not see any fresh tracks or
Okay.
fresh signs of anything that has passed through here recently.
Okay.
And so now this hole we saw, is it completely below water or partway or?
Not entirely. It looks like you guys are still going to be about like clavicle deep.
Okay.
Just thinking about that pendant. That's all.
Put your hat. Let's
Do you think I should?
I mean,
I mean,
that's
can't hurt,
meta,
right?
That's
I want to kind of do an experiment because I'm a science gal.
You do you.
How about on the way out?
What if I touch it on the other side of not in the whole water, but the ocean water?
Well, I mean, it's the same one.
It's
It's the same
the
one.
whole water.
Yeah, but it's like it's not connected right now, is it? Because you said the tide is low.
I mean, it's still connected. The tide's low, but this cove is still has
it's
like
still-
water in it.
It's still connected.
it's fine.
I was just thinking it was more like when the tide goes, there's still
Like a
water in
puddle
it,
kind of thing,
but in
yeah.
the hole, but not
Left in it.
around it. I
Oh
guess.
no, yeah, no, it's
I mean,
going
you could,
down.
you
but
could
still.
you could get some water and like.
Must we?
I'm going to set the pendant on the sand
Okay.
in the dry area of
The
sand,
tiniest bit of water.
and I'm just gonna use, I don't know, my hands and just splash some water on it.
I'm going to back up a few paces.
So you just splash the pen
Yeah,
with
just
water.
take some water and I just splash.
Okay.
I'm a science gal. I don't know.
I'm just picturing you with like hands full of
I
water,
have a cool
throwing it
little,
on this
I have
pendant.
a cool little alchemist bottle. that I
And
have.
just like,
Yeah,
don't worry, I'm a scientist.
this means something to me.
I mean, we do have a flask.
I do, but there's booze in it.
Yeah, that's true.
Dead man's boots.
Does not seem to.
Nothing really happens.
Okay,
Okay, I'll put it back in there.
so be it.
I will keep it in my. Who's taller than me? I'm very short.
Everyone.
Me.
I'm 4'3".
You're like 6 foot or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have a,
Probably even taller, right?
I might be a little stockier because I'm kind of like,
whoever's taller than me and
Zigzag.
has like a pocket that they can keep this in. Otherwise, I will be fully drenched as we get into this.
maybe you could just carry it over your head as you walk.
I can just hold it. I'll just hold it. I don't know.
Okay,
if I
like
wanna
in
do
the
that.
kerchief?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay,
Now I'm nervous all the time.
let's do it.
Okay, let's
Let's
go.
do it.
All right.
All right.
Tide is low and we're moving on.
Yes. Yes, we should be quick because the tide will come in at some point. So I'm heading in first because if there's some sort of drop off into the water, it won't trouble me.
Sure. Yeah.
How high is the water?
It's like clavicle deep. That's for them. So it's like
So I'm swimming.
effectively, yes.
Yeah.
Well, maybe someone else should take the pendant then.
Yeah, someone else should take the pen if I have to swim.
I'll take it.
Okay, thank you. Oh man, that
Do I have to do it?
Huh?
it's still in the kerchief.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're fine.
Okay. It's not touching me.
I think you can tell that this is a powerful arcane relic.
Mhm.
Like, you've seen stuff akin to these sorts of things before, but they are always either curated by very powerful people, or they are like stories of things that existed like this that had been like destroyed.
I'm probably hanging on to the back of Horace's suit.
Yes, I have a cape, so you can
Cape,
sort of
yes.
grab onto the rope. And
Claws.
happy as a cat in water.
Yeah, I know. I'm probably like, I might be crawling up you a little bit. Honestly,
careful with those
I
claws.
don't like it.
Are you yodeling?
Yeah. It just makes me do all the cat things once I get in the water. I'm like,
Last or me?
Sure, I'll go last.
Okay.
So the intent is to not let this thing touch the water?
Sure.
Go ahead and give me a dex. Give me a dex check.
Dex check. Net 20.
Okay. You attune to it. No.
it is yours now.
I think we literally dodged a bullet there.
I know.
Okay. So yeah, you managed to, like, there are points where it's like even within this little crevice, there are points where the water will sort of ebb a little bit. You know, you get these slight waves, and you sort of just like lift it up and manage to keep that thing full, like 2 feet above the water line the whole time.
That's right.
Yes.
Of course, I don't believe in such mumbo-jumbo, but do you suppose that there will be a difference between splashing water onto a pendant on the ground and the pendant touching the contiguous ocean?
That's what I was worried about.
Yes.
That's why I didn't do it, because everybody looked at me like I was crazy. However,
It's a good thing you don't believe in mumbo jumbo, Horace.
No, of course, it's all nonsense.
however, I
Pendants
do
and
feel
whatnot.
the very strong need to just douse it right in this water. But I'm not going to.
Later, maybe. After we've answered a few more questions. Well, ahead, shall we?
Okay. So you guys proceed further and further in, and as you do, you see that the path narrows more and more and more. Sort of the ceiling almost comes in on you a little bit. The passage does seem to keep going further into the rock, till it reaches a point where I'm going to have to swim.
Already been swimming, so
Is there anything we could contain this? Like, do you have any containers that we could put it inside so it wouldn't actually touch the water?
I'm picturing like plastic
Make it a
Tupperware for some
Tupperware.
reason.
Some sort of
Just
ware
like,
that's made out of tupper.
I usually have an alchemist kit, but I did not pull that today. I have my disguise kit.
Is there a chance I have like a
In your
chest
body?
cavity?
Oh, that's a good question, yes.
Is that a thing?
Like a little maintenance kit? Manual?
I don't know. I feel like there aren't any like watertight compartments in your body. I don't think.
That's fair.
Let me pitch it. Oh, here's a question. 2 questions. How big is this pendant?
The stone itself's about that, and then the chain is very thin. It's probably.
Could I fit
Someone
it
could put it in your
into
mouth.
that, honestly? Or I have a water skin. Do you think that I could fit it through the opening of the water skin? I'm doing this, the opening of the water skin.
You made the tiniest.
big old water skin.
All right.
Or I also have a tinderbox, which I'm sure is made to keep the water out. You don't want your matches. Keep your tinder dry. They say.
I feel like this is his answer of saying we have to just deal with whatever happens.
The mouth isn't a bad idea, though.
Except
what?
for
The
it
what?
might
A
be
mouth?
it might be cursed.
Oh, because you couldn't touch it.
Well, I didn't like it how I felt.
Yes,
when I
that would
touched
be
it.
a bit like putting a 9-volt battery in your mouth, whatever that means.
That is mumbo jumbo.
Whatever that means. He
Whatever
says
that-
so fast.
It's like you realize that you.
Yeah, he said it.
As I was saying.
As you were saying it. I think whatever happens is going to happen. Are we going to continue?
Perhaps I could scout ahead and see how long this water passage is.
I really would
think-
rather not be in here.
When the tide comes.
Yes.
Yes. Or anyone else.
Let's move forward.
All right.
We'll deal with it, whatever consequence comes.
Very good. Well, I'll head on through.
We will be swimming now.
I
already have
swim
He is
All right.
last.
with the pendant.
He is the last one
I'm the last
to get
one.
in and swim.
Well, I mean, should I gauge how far this is in case this is further than you can hold your breath?
Well, do we have to underwater swim, or is it okay?
Oh.
That's what I was saying.
Oh, then yes,
Go ahead.
you should scout that.
Okay. Yeah, I will. I'll just.
Well, you don't have to breathe, do you?
Just to breathe.
No.
I have a very high constitution. So.
Damn robots.
Yes, we'll be right back.
Okay.
Yeah.
You two go ahead and then
All right.
see where we're at.
Okay. So it does push down quite a ways, and it gets to be a very tight squeeze. It does take you guys a couple minutes to get through. So it's if someone held their breath, they'd barely make it, and they'd have to have a pretty decent lung capacity. But it is doable.
Do we eventually reach some period where there's air?
Yes, you do see that the crevice begins to open up, and you see that it becomes sort of more cavernous.
Right.
And begins to really open up once you sort of get through here.
That will be a bit of a sticky
What-
ride. for
And
the others.
you see...
How far is it? If we had
You
to
have a
gauge
swim
it.
speed, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's probably about 60 feet, but it's 60 feet of very narrow, having to squeeze through and sort of like pull
Oh, so I
yourself
probably
at
won't be
certain
able to-
points.
Well, but I can aid you at least.
You have a strength, high strength though.
Yes.
Would it be able to pull someone if they weren't trying to swim? If that would increase their lung capacity, if you could pull them
Perhaps.
on a rope?
I might just grab
I
my
dig that.
cape.
Probably save a little time.
Okay.
Let's do that.
Okay. Well, I'll come back and say, do you feel like you could hold your breath for a couple of minutes? What's your con?
+1.
Oh.
I think the amount of
Yeah.
time you can hold your breath
It's
is
1
1
plus
plus your con.
Your con.
Yeah. So 2 minutes.
That's a couple minutes.
Yeah, it is a couple minutes. I'm good to go.
Okay.
I'm just me personally shaking my head because that freaks me out.
What?
And
Holding,
in a tunnel,
having to hold
A
your breath
dark-
and
in a
White
dark tunnel filled with water. Thank you, no thank you. Sylvia's.
Are we getting tense
Sylvia's-
yet?
She's courageful now.
Okay.
All right, some rope, some claws.
Does somebody else have a rope? 'Cause I left mine back.
You're
at
the
ship.
anchor on the other side.
You have rope?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have rope.
All right.
Yes, robot and whale in front will be like tugboats,
Okay.
towing everyone behind us.
And whale.
It's a perfectly normal sentence.
100%.
Okay.
About in the whale.
Another warning zoo team.
The robot and the whale.
It sounds like an early morning shock jock.
It does.
Yeah.
Totally.
The whale.
I'm sure you have the internet.
Okay. So what I am going to need are I'm going to need Constitution saving throws from the two of you, as well as acrobatics checks. I kind of gave them to you guys because you guys there's no real time constraint for you two, so you can kind of take your time and go through there, but they're going to have to try and finagle their way.
Nope. Do we get with advantage?
Because we're very brave.
I'll tell you,
They're
I'll give
pulling this
you
through.
the acrobatics check at advantage.
All right.
Oh,
They'll-
well, that's
they'll-
not helpful.
The breath holdy, not quite.
All right.
Ay, ay,
Okay.
ay.
Okay.
Ay, ay, ay.
Okay. Okay.
I got an 11 Constitution,
Okay.
and I got a 15 Acrobatics.
Okay.
I got a 14 acrobatics. Or no. 17 acrobatics, sorry. And a 9 constitution.
What's your con at?
+2.
Well, Leofric is going to take 4 points of like drowning damage. Yeah, as you cannot quite make that last leg. There's some part of you that gets caught in this tunnel at the last second, and you let out your air, and you get a lung full of air. Actually, as you guys are kind of like coming through this passage, if you would all give me perception checks. Super high DC.
13.
I'm still coughing up water. I got a 1.
Okay.
I had a 14.
13.
13, yeah.
As Leofric is coughing up water, you guys look down and you do see that his pocket, there is a faint glow as the seawater is hitting where he's keeping the pendant.
Whatever this alerts, it's been alerted now.
Or let's think of it like this. Perhaps it's some sort of antidote that's activated by seawater, and we've got this antidote on our
It's
side.
like a mood ring.
Yes.
Whatever that is.
And it means brave.
But we have it.
We do have it.
Yes.
But I'm just saying.
If it's of power, we have it. It's at least not someone else having it.
Exactly.
True, but all I'm saying is it could possibly be, that could be a tracker or something.
Beacon.
A beacon of some sort. Now we're in the water, like, come and get it. Food's up. I don't know.
We don't know.
Well, as soon as Leofric's ready, we should get going then.
Let's go.
Are you done coughing?
In people's description of like the lights in the water, is this a similar glow to?
Blue lights.
This is going to complete his set, isn't it?
That's really what it's about. The collection. This is the last one.
Can we hear anything while we're in here?
Yes, you guys see that this cavern opens up, and it is quite massive inside.
So are we out of water?
Yeah, you guys come up as you come out of this sort of underwater crevice, you guys come up, you do catch a lungful of stale cave air. As you guys come up and you realize that
there's land.
Yes, it's like a small, most of this chamber is still water.
Yeah.
But around the edges it does look like there is some sort of like this like stony almost ring that goes around the inside of this chamber.
Like Truman Show. Got it.
Yeah, kind of.
Love that.
Not that quite big of a dome.
Yeah, sure.
But yeah.
Let's make for land.
Yes. So you were saying we hear stuff.
Oh.
Yeah, you hear dripping of water. Thank you for the Foley, Colter. Perfect.
Nice.
But you also hear the sound of soft sobbing.
Alice.
Can I tell what direction it's coming from?
You can. It is
I will
not
walk
far.
that way.
Yeah. It is not far from where you guys came up. As you sort of walk the edge of this stone path, you see that there are multiple recesses sort of in this wall around the ring of around this sort of stone walkway. And you see in one of them, it looks as though there's been some sort of hole that's been bored out at certain points, and almost sort of like these makeshift metal bars shoved in there. And you see in one of these alcoves a very, very malnourished and emaciated woman who looks to be about 28, with blonde hair and green eyes.
Chestnut hair or blonde?
Chestnut, I'm sorry.
It's like, this isn't even her. It's not even her.
Sorry, see you later. Okay, not you.
You're not the one.
Later. Is this cavern very circular, or is it natural and there's just happens to be like a walk around it?
It's natural and it happens to be sort of like walk around. Yeah.
And so far as we've made a walk around the perimeter, have we seen any exits?
You can go ahead and give me investigation.
While he's doing that, I'm going to go up to Alice.
Yeah.
And say, Alice.
Who? Yes. Who?
It's not me.
And she crawls up. She this thing is like, you kind of have to like crawl.
She might not be able to see in the dark.
Yes, hello. I'm here to help. My name is Detective Sylvia Hawthorne, and I was hired to find you.
Who hired you?
Oh, your pop-up?
She looks real conflicted there for a second.
Well, she is a consultant.
I'm a private detective. Really, I'm here for your well-being, not necessarily
for your father.
I can take you wherever you need to go. Doesn't have to be back to your family.
He's the cause of all this, you know.
That is actually what I thought might be the case.
Well, perhaps not the cause, but certainly an enabler of all of this.
Well, let's get you out of there as swiftly as we can. I'm going to start grappling with the bars and trying to pull them out.
Yeah, is there any way that
Sure.
we can...
Can I make a strength check?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm going to hand her my water. Actually, I'll just hand her the flask. Water first, then the flask.
That's fair.
If she's super dehydrated, you probably don't want to dehydrate.
I don't know. She might need it. It's been rough.
She takes both. She takes a long drink of water.
I don't have any food. Otherwise,
I probably have some rations. I hate being without food.
Hope you like squid.
You like squid?
I'm so tired of eating fish. I am so tired.
I have some dried rations here.
Oh, thank you. Anything. It's.
By the I got a 23 on my strength check.
Oh, easy peasy. You like these things like bend. Like Horace might be an insurance salesman, but he's also incredibly strong.
Well, yes. Let's get you out of there. That's a nasty place.
Yes, thank you. And she crawls out.
Now, did you come in the way we came in, or was there another?
No, I was brought down here. They had a bag over my head, but I remember going down so many stairs. I almost slipped several times. I don't remember. We have to go. We have to get out of here.
Yes.
We have to.
Here's the thing.
We have to find my purse. We have to find my bag.
I have it.
Did you, Alfred?
But before we...
Well, I have it. But can you explain? I looked in it, and I found, which I'm sure you're looking for.
The gem.
Yes. Is it dangerous?
They cannot be allowed to have it.
Okay, that is good to know. Do you think if we had maybe put it in water, that they might have been alerted to the fact that we have it?
Hypothetically.
I can't look at you guys. I can't.
Horror.
I can't play this like poor,
I know,
like malnourished woman with you guys. Like
my fault. Sorry.
Because she is not smiling right now. Okay, so she looks at you and says, if it has touched the ocean water, they might not have been alerted, but their master surely was. And
master as in like father or?
The rest of the father, yes.
The rest of
the father. That's very intriguing.
And she sort of like points really over to what sort of just looked like a pile. Sort of in one of the, pushed back into one of these alcoves. And you see a bunch of skeletons and bodies in various states of repose that all look to be the same body.
Mm.
And on top, you see the crushed body of
Father Frame.
What powers this?
It is some beast that can just replicate segments of himself over and over and over and over again. He is not even the whole creature. He is the lure. He is the bait. He is the lure of an anglefish that is amassing this school to its waiting maw, I'm afraid.
Is there any value in preserving this jewel? I mean, if we were to destroy it, would that make things better?
I cannot say. All I know is it is a catalyst for something. They need it. It is needed for a ritual. If it has touched the water, then their master will know that it is here.
Somewhere. Not, I mean...
He'll know...
Where exactly.
Yes, which means that we don't have much time. And it is at that you do hear... the sound of footsteps coming down from a passageway higher up. Which is, we have to go back the way you came.
Ooh. Okay.
Are you a strong swimmer?
Can you hold your breath?
I would rather die in the water now than stay here any longer.
Okay.
All right, let's go.
Question is, when we leave the cave, then where do we go? There's not very many options.
Well,
We could take the boat to the ship.
Yes.
I suppose if we get out of here quickly before they make it down, they'll know that the gem was here, but perhaps not that you have it.
Yes.
And they would surely think that we had gone the easier route back through wherever they're coming from. Because only a fool would dive into the water like we're
Let's go.
So we have to move quick. And with that, she splashes in.
Very good. Well, all right.
I'm following right behind her.
Yes. Could I have made an insight check into her before she got in the water?
Yeah, good.
Whether she seemed like she was on the up and up.
Yeah, absolutely.
What do you mean by that?
Is this 15? I'm like, I've now seen with my own eyes this discarded father frame. So I know that there's some very wondrous things happening here and possibilities. And so if this creature can disguise itself as Father Frayne, I just want to make sure that this woman is who she really is and not some other kind of lure. I got a 15.
On a 15, you can tell that this woman is really like too afraid and traumatized to really lie right now. Like she's been kidnapped and shows sign of some form of torture. She looks like she is just trying to get out and trying to relay this information that she's been sitting on for a very long time.
Okay.
Swimming?
Much easier this time. Because we've done it before, right?
Won't make a tremendous difference. You guys had advantage the first time. You can have advantage.
I didn't have an advantage. I guess I did. Advantage on just acrobatics?
Yes.
Okay.
Oops.
Roll for...
Ooh, good thing
So Orwell has 120-foot dark vision.
Okay.
I will pause to look back before we finally submerge. Do I see anyone?
You do. You see the form of Yagra and Father Frayne coming down these sort of like almost natural-looking stone stairs.
Okay.
Got a 19 for con and an 11 for acrobatics.
I got a 10 for con and
Okay.
nat 20 for acrobatics.
Okay.
It's a good thing because I got a 5 before that.
You are still going to take 6 points of water damage. Yeah, it got in there. Or I'll tell you what, take 3 because of the nat 20 acrobatics.
All right. I'll take it.
Health.
Just a small cough.
You guys see Alice beats you guys out the other side.
Motivated.
Yeah, probably.
Did you see anyone
Leftover
following
adrenaline.
us?
Gonna pass out.
Frayne, Yagra, That was who was coming down the steps.
I see.
So Yagra knows.
We should go.
Yes.
So that's a positive because they're not coming around the bay.
How long does it take us to get around the bay?
An hour.
So they'll still be down.
They'll be back.
They'll be back by then.
It's true. It's probably much faster by.
But it's nighttime.
We all are also very wet, so they might conclude that we were down in that hole, and that's where the pendant
Well, we
was.
also have.
So first, let's
We
get
also
in
have
the
Alice.
boat. Let's get in the boat and
Yes,
get moving.
yes,
We'll have this conversation
yes.
over the hour we
Mhm.
have.
Yeah.
What if we repair the dead faith and sail it back to the coast?
I hate you.
Because every movie ends this way.
What do you say? What words are you?
Well, it's not a movie, it's Dungeons and Dragons.
I hate you, he says.
What if we, when we get back to the coast, to
Yes.
the town, if we pull up next to Angela's boat
That's what I was thinking.
and get on Angela's boat
Yes.
to lay low
Yes.
and
or
be ready
just
to
leave
go?
Alice there.
You mean
No.
Angela?
No, but we still have Alice to worry about.
Yeah, she'll come with us.
Okay. We all want to stay on the boat.
It's the old.
But I'm saying get on
then-
the squid. Yes.
Okay.
Should we just take the squid?
Yes.
This is like, well, this is like life and death.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I'm afraid that they might be expecting it. So
They will be.
We'll need
They
to
100%
expect
will.
trouble. Maybe diversions of any kind we can.
Do our best.
All right.
You guys are rowing back, and at this point, it is that Alice looks up, sort of concerned and sort of almost confused for a second, and says, "None of you ate the fish, did you?
It was delicious.
Which fish?
The thanefin, the tuna, the creature that only seems to spawn here."
I did have a bit of
Think
stew
we-
back in.
I don't eat.
Fair.
It's so.
But you said it was delicious
No, I did.
earlier. You said way back in like the first
Because
episode,
I purchased from the local merchants.
but you didn't even try a bite.
I don't eat.
All right. Fair. I guess you don't even
I
have the
did.
organs
I
to
did.
Uh,
process.
Yes.
I probably did it the long
You ordered the
house.
duck, but
I
maybe
ordered
at the
the duck
long
there,
house.
but I probably ate
At
it
the
at the
lodge,
longhouse, yeah.
the longhouse, we all,
yeah.
except for you.
Yes, stew is the only thing. The fish was the only thing that had been served.
Right.
Yes. Yes, what of it?
Once.
There's something in the fish. Part of what keeps bringing people here. Part of the allure. It draws people to the water. It changes them. It hasn't happened to many. I think they're still trying to figure out the nuance of how it works. But I know that pendant is part of what activates whatever is in, whatever has been getting into people's blood. I know you don't have blood.
Oh, well, would you like to carry this?
Yes, certainly.
There
I'll
we
put it
go.
in my compartment. It's not waterproof.
Okay.
So, what do you, is this mean sort of danger to us if we've eaten the fish? What are you saying?
I would say that, yes, we are all in danger.
Of being transformed?
Yes.
Like a hermit crab?
I've seen monstrosities of all forms crawl out of that place.
What if you're already sort of narcotic?
That's fair. You just become a whale. You know how you're a little bit human?
You just become
That
a
part
person.
goes
Yeah.
away.
You just become a human.
Even worse.
Reverses it.
Right? Oh my god.
Very good.
I guess
Does
we'll
it
find out
matter
if
how
that-
much you consume, or it's just like one time and?
I think that yes, the more you eat it, the more potent it is, the more concentrated it is in your blood. But I think I don't know, to be honest.
Mm-hmm. Well,
We don't know.
can't do much about it now. So, what does your father have to do with all of this?
Chasing power like a fool.
Mm.
What was he getting from the people here?
My father has been dabbling in the occult for a while now.
Don't you?
But admittedly, his approach to it is the same way it is to anything else. Just try and buy it. So, created sort of an easy vacuum for the father to fill. Before we know it, there was talks back and forth. My father, I remember, came here, saw some of the things that were made, and still decided to help.
So he knows about, like, the hermit crab with a bunch of arms.
He wouldn't have bought in as hard as he did if he hadn't seen them.
And then how did he become in possession of this jewel?
He was able to, with his means, he was able to find people who were able to track it down. It was off in the middle of the ocean somewhere.
So when there was a shipwreck, when the ship wrecked, and they took you didn't have it on your person, so they just didn't.
No, I couldn't find my personal effects. I know they scoured the ship, but I don't think they ever found it.
Did they even suspect it existed?
I was to bring it here too.
Oh, they did. No.
That's what I was.
Well, not very thorough.
I am a very good investigator.
Yes.
I think that they had attempted time and time again, but had never been able to find it. Admittedly,
was the shipwreck manufactured?
No, that was, at least to my knowledge, was entirely an accident. Did you find anything that might suggest otherwise?
Yes. It seems to have been a deliberate attack.
Well,
I did find this. And I get the little nail hook out, and I show her. It was attached to the scratches on the boat.
Well, I suppose it wouldn't surprise me if whatever this thing is, as you say, manufacturing shipwrecks, especially if what it was looking for was so close.
Well, we're on our way home and to safety.
What power does the vessel of Father Frayne possess?
Have you seen it?
Its true form, as well as any of you have, the blue lights. Anytime the iteration of Frayne falls ill, dies, any of these things, it sort of just comes by and just forms a new one.
So, if this happens frequently, he is a rather frail Frayne.
It is not entirely frequent, and every spotting does not mean that Father Frayne is dead necessarily.
And
sometimes it is just checking in on things.
And these lights are in the waters we row this very moment.
I suggest we row very quickly.
I'm rowing as fast as I can.
Yes, let's get to the ship then, I guess.
I should say it is good to think that it thinks that the gem is somewhere beneath the island.
So to the ship?
Yes. Do we see, are we getting close?
Yes, you are.
Do we see signs of...
Maybe we should take a wide...
Go around,
get out a ways to get a view in the night ocean.
Surveil the whole scene.
Mm-hmm. Okay. As you guys row up, you see Angela smoking a cigarette out on the dock. She's by the squid. It looks like she's loading up a crate of these vein fin tuna. She kind of sees you guys approach.
Oh no, we're trying to stay out to sea.
Oh, sure, okay. Go ahead and give me a stealth
We don't
check.
want her to see us.
Yeah, I mean we're like a quarter mile or whatever.
Oh,
like,
sure,
we're
sure.
The whole city.
We're trying to get the whole.
We want to see like around behind the boat.
Yeah, like I want to see the road and the houses and the longshore.
on the
Like I
ocean,
want to
right?
see. Yeah.
Okay,
Like,
where's the
rather
ship compared to that?
Well,
like,
they're
I guess
right. They're right in the dock.
Okay.
So rather than hugging the coast and coming at it, we're going out to sea so we can they can't see us, but we can see them.
Go around.
Yeah, out wide.
Yeah,
Out
out wide.
Yes.
So what are we doing? Perception?
Stealth.
Stealth.
Everybody?
Just whoever, I guess it was just be Doug's roll.
Oh.
He's
Natural
rolling.
20.
Whoa!
Okay.
Oh.
All right.
There's been a lot in this game.
Okay, so,
Now, I will say, technically, I've got disadvantage on stealth.
but the boat doesn't.
Okay, that's
Not gonna. I was just seeing if she got a nat 22.
right. Okay.
But no. You do see Angela, who seems to loading up crate. She'll stop, smoke a cigarette.
Can you
then you
do
see
the
she-
thing,
To
Angela?
Do we trust her?
do we trust her?
I mean, if she was in on it, they would probably be out looking for us with the squid. Right?
I mean, this is only one way to
What's the range of your...
120. 120. And to be within 120 feet.
Do you think it would be foolish? It'd be foolish if I were to stealth aboard the ship and take her out.
Maybe that's plan B, if my message doesn't go well. If we stay 120 feet away, we'll know.
Well, should I approach first, is what I'm saying. So if things go south, I can take action before she can raise the cry. Because what if you
What
message
if-
her and she suddenly says, "Oh, there they are at sea."
What if you send her a message that says, we are in the town?
Oh.
Oh, okay. And are we ready to go? Shall we let's go? We're in town.
We'll tell her we're hiding in town,
Okay.
and then we will know her intentions
Yes.
by how she
If
acts to that.
Okay.
But
All
then
right.
if she goes away from the boat, then we just take the boat.
Yeah.
Okay. I would do that. I'm going to message Angela as we're 120 feet.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say, "Hello, Captain. We are currently hiding. And in town. We're hiding in town. So,
Hiding from what?
this island is weird. There's been some issues. Hodge has been gutted. I don't know if you saw him.
I suppose I did see that, but I mean,
We
don't
don't
get me
feel
wrong, it's
safe.
Grizzly.
We've been hiding. We don't feel safe.
I understand.
So, should we leave? Can we go? Is that Are you ready to wrap it up?
I mean, there's a few personal effects I still have to get from my lodgings up on the hill, but I suppose I can make ready the boat. It's a bit late in the dock. I can't guarantee us safety. It's incredibly dangerous sailing at night.
One moment, please.
He's old.
Okay.
I'm gonna relay that. She doesn't seem. Can I do an insight check on her voice?
Sure.
Is that something I can do? That's cocked. Doesn't. Insight check was 7.
Okay.
If she goes to her shack, we'll have no way of knowing whether she's true or false.
And she might be.
Yes.
But if she
Intercepted.
goes to her shack, we can just take the boat.
True.
Yes. So, should we try to do that?
Yes.
I'm
That's the ploy.
okay.
We would like to try to go anyway. I'm messaging.
Tell her. We could just get a little bit offshore
We
and
can
wait
just
till
get-
daylight.
Get offshore a little bit and then wait till daylight to go with the fall.
Of course.
Okay.
Of
Thank you. We'll see you there soon.
course, yeah. I'll let you all know whenever I have my things collected, and we'll be right to you.
Thank you very much.
All right. And you guys see her walk up the hill.
Okay. We get on.
We go fast.
We go fast.
Okay. Oh, you guys are going to get on the squid?
Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay. Alrighty. Okay. So you guys get on the boat. And it is a few minutes later that you see Angela walking down the hill with
By herself.
By herself.
We're trying to leave.
Fine.
We're trying to leave.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like without her.
Oh, you're trying to leave?
No, we're taking the squid.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So as soon as you start unrigging things and all that sort of thing, you guys
Just
throw
take
up
a
the
while.
sail.
Yes, no, I understand that. I just wanted to make sure we were...
Yeah.
So you guys you untie the last rope as you see Angela coming down the hill with Father Frayne, Yagra, and the rest of the village.
Mm-hmm.
And as you guys do, you guys go to, and you lift the sails, and you try and go, and you turn, and you see, and you more so feel that the rudder has been chained and jammed. And you see that you guys have moments to decide what to do. And I think with that, this is going to end episode 3 of Dead Faith.
Eek.
All right.
Sorry.